When you go to a customer's home, it's showtime. You're on stage, you're putting on a presentation, and you're either going to get good money for it or you're going to get paper cup money for it. Depends what kind of show you put on. So we're going to start out with clean van. Gee, that seems pretty obvious. Yes, it does. You don't want to be the guy pulling up with a truck that's got black smoke from the tailpipe all over it and he's got dents all over it. That guy's not going to make a lot of money. All right? We're different. We have a clean van inside and out, because sometimes the customer will walk out to the van with you when you're going to go get something. If you open the door and everything starts falling out, what can he expect from you? Same thing in his house. This guy doesn't know where his tools are. Uniform, belt, boots, pants, and jacket. The way you guys are today, we want the hats. Bill forward. Not a rally cap when you show up at a customer's house. All right? Rather you have a Mr. Rooter or Rooter Hero hat on than one that says Raiders. Right? It's a show. It's a presentation that you're putting on, and the customer will judge you from that. They see you pulling up. They see what you're driving. They see you walking up. Don't think they don't.
Even though it sounds basic and like, why am I wasting my time? Look, it's all about how you're showing up. How you're showing up, right? Because what you can do is you can make life harder for you on a call, or you can make it much easier and get a lot of the, what? Resistance to go down just the way you show up. Make sense? Right? That's why we're going over this, right? So the clean van in and out, right? The costumes, when Rudy says it's showtime, we're reminding you, look, every time you step into the presence of the king and the queen, when you drive up, you're stepping into that presence, you're on show, you're on performance, you're in the royal courtroom, right? Ready to perform for the king and the queen. You guys following this? Right? So if you're not ready to perform, somebody else is ready to perform and get that work. And it's off with your head. See, because I've been doing it a certain way and I fell into money, right? Does that happen right here? Right? When you start walking, right? I know what I'm doing. Oops, I made money. See, in plumbing, that's what could happen. That's why some guys, they can earn money right away, but they think that because, oops, they fell into money, right, that's the way I got to do it all the time. And when it doesn't work, then they try to reinvent the wheel. Then they try to do something different, and they're always changing up. But the way that you become consistent in your money is consistent in your actions. We talked about that, right? My van's always clean. I'm always ready for the call. I go to every single call, and I turn the keys on every call. And I slow down to go fast. You get this? You guys getting it? Right? So that's what we're getting at. So this is the preparing you to go to the next step and getting the actions. Part of the actions is being able to be ready to perform on stage. Right? And look I was out there in the van too. I know when you're working all day, right, and you're tired and you've been digging and you're grabbing pipe and you're loading stuff up, right? Everybody gets tired. But that's why you got to plan. Right? Who do I have that's going to help me out to make sure that this is the interdependent again, right? Who's going to help me out so that we can get this job done and get it cleaned up so I'm prepared to win the following day?
Next one is clean tools. Again, pretty obvious. All tools that you need. Never ask a customer for their tools. Never.
Right? $20,000 job, and he had to use my broom. He used my hose to wash down. Oh, well, he was washing down your driveway. Yeah, but I don't know what he did with that hose. Where did he stick that hose at? What are we dealing with? Sewage normally, right? So now they're hose. Now they want a brand new hose, right? Who's ever got that call? Where's the operations managers in here? Right? I want a brand new hose now, and I want a broom. There you go. Right? Why? And what happens? We just lose trust with that client, and it wasn't necessary, right? The king and the queen are already going to think, will they call you back? Will they call you back to do work?
Floor protectors, booties, you should all have those. There was a time that set us apart from the competition, not anymore. Everyone's got booties. That's the minimum we should be putting on. How many of you have tarps for inside and outside? Let me see a show of hands. Raise them up. Inside and outside. Okay, you need two. You don't want to use an outside tarp and drag it into the customer's house. You want to have two sets. Proper lighting in and around the work area. You got your proper lighting?
Proper lighting. What would it take to have the paper cup production? That's a paper cup, right? Or to set up your work area and stake your claim, start camping out. It's harder for a client to off with your head and kick you out when you have your tarps down and you have all of your what? Your maybe the lighting there, because we're just in diagnose right now with the show. We're getting all the props out. There you go, right? And I have it all out here. I plug it in. Do I have to put these drop lights out to run a kitchen sink? Absolutely. Right? To do the show, right? But to run it, do I? I could just pop it off. I probably don't even need a pair of channel lights for some of the guys been doing it 20 years, right? I'll clean it from the top, bro. I don't even. Right? They don't even know what they're doing. Right? Right? Bam, bam. Let me just knock it out. Okay, what else you got? See, I knew it. They always give me these tore up calls. So what I'm getting at is this. Look, the proper lighting, the props that you need to get there, that's all part of the show, because a lot of guys put out the paper cup and they want 20,000. And they want $50,000 calls. They want those jobs to grow to that extent, but they're not willing to put the work in and build the stage. You follow? Okay? So we have to put the props out. We have to have the props in our van. We have to have those things prepared to be the ones that are going to do the high performance show. Get the bombs bursting and the different cameras and the lights and the action in the background, right? Then we're going to be willing to do. They're going to be willing to open up their wallet and pay you.
Safety props is next. Goggles, gloves, crawl suits, caution tape. Use it all as part of the show. I hired a company last year to trim some pine trees that we've got in the backyard. And he wasn't a gardener, he was an arborist. So it's going to cost me $2,500 to do them. My wife and I decided, let's go ahead and do it. They showed up. They had a cherry picker to have a guy up there. They had cones going down about 1/8 of a mile. Everyone was wearing hard hats. They had caution tape around areas. The guy came up to tell me, sir, you've got a tree growing through one of your iron wrought fences. I don't know if we can save that. Do you want me to take it down or not? I said, yeah, take it down, do what you can. He was able to save it, right? Under promise, over delivered. But when I paid the $25, and the trees look magnificent, when I paid the $2,500, I was okay with it. I mean, these guys, these were pros. We've used them since. I've recommended them to other people. There wasn't a guy climbing the tree, you know. I'm thinking, oh, what if he falls? He's on my house, my property, they're going to, my home insurance, whatever. These are pros. That's what we want from us. And the last one is, Ron, it's your favorite, the last one.
Right? Work.
Work.
People don't want to hear this. They want to see you work. And you know what I'm talking about working. I'm not talking about getting the sledgehammer out and banging the... I'm talking about when you're getting to the call, people want to see you work. You know, when you're setting up your props, that's work. Right? When you're doing all those extra things, that's work. Right? When you're stretching that time and doing those extra things, that's work. Right? People want to see you work. They don't want to hear you jabber. Make sense? Huh? So when they call you and they have an issue and you get over there and all of a sudden, because you've been doing it for 15, 20 years, right? This is what you start saying. They tell you it's a kitchen sink. Oh yeah, where's your clean out at? You probably need a jetter. You probably need a jetter. That's what you need. You know, a lot of sludge goes in there, right? Right? And you're on a slab too, because when you're on a slab, then we got to bust up your whole house. So, right? And right? And then the next thing you know, you don't even get the $77. Right? You don't even get that. Why? And then your closing ratio is at 56%. And what's the average? Do you guys know what the average is for the plumbers? National average? 85% is the national average. So if you're not even hitting close to this, something's wrong. Either I'm too lazy to work and I just want to talk and I'm just looking for the low-hanging fruit. That's all I'm doing. I'm looking at the client. I see the Mercedes, right? Looks like he's got some cash, right? I'm just going to go for it. Right? And the other one doesn't seem like, he don't look like he has too much there, right? Oh, man, just tell him what he needs. And you're waiting to fall into, oops, I made money. There you go. Remember that. They don't want to hear you jabberjaw. They call a professional. They want to see you work. Right? All right, let's keep on climbing.